Guys, today I'll be explaining to you a very, very important concept. Okay, let's call it secondary procrastination, especially for most daydreamers. You see, procrastination is where you avoid doing a task which you know you need to do, right? So, as a daydreamer, you may really find it really hard to do those tasks because you are preferring that imaginary world. But then there is also this other aspect where you end up doing these tasks in your daydreams. It's like you create daydreams, you create imaginary worlds where the things you're supposed to do in real life, you're doing them there. It can be therapy, it can be your homework, it can be applying for jobs, it can be hitting on that beautiful woman or that handsome guy, but you end up doing this in the imaginary world. So that's what we can call it. That's what we can call secondary procrastination. Like you are not really procrastinating, but you are doing them in the imaginary world. You are doing the things you're supposed to do in the real life in the imaginary world. And that's very, very deceptive because it may feed you with this illusion that at least you are doing it in the imaginary world. At least I'm going for therapy. In fact, I saw in I think a comment on Reddit like the only place I can go for therapy is in the imaginary world. Yes, you are doing this in the imaginary world, but the thing is you are lying to yourself because the results will not come to the real life. You approaching that lady in your imaginary world will not result in you approaching the actual real lady in real life. So you're just feeding yourself into this loop and you'll even end up enjoying it more. You'll even end up enjoying it more because you are finding satisfaction in completing those tasks in the imaginary world. So you are completing things in the imaginary world, but in the real world, you're still neglecting them. So is that a solution? Of course, it's not the solution. In fact, it's the worst place to be in because you are lying to yourself. And when you lie to yourself, it can get to the point where you can't really see. You can't even differentiate reality from the daydream because the things you are doing in the daydream are the same time are the things you should be doing in the real life. So, guys, instead of doing, it's better even to daydream about something else than daydream about doing the things you're supposed to do in the real world. So it doesn't matter if you do the things you're supposed to do to do in the real world in your daydream, as long as you don't do them in the real world, it will still bite you in the back. I've seen some people say like maybe you can use it as motivation. That's a different thing. Maybe you can do that, but as long as in the real world you are taking action, you are facing your fears, you are facing your fears of rejection, you are doing those things, you are approaching those goals. That's a better place to be in. No amount of doing things in the imaginary world will bring them to light in this real world. You still have to take action logically in this real world. Hope you found that informative, guys. Until next time, have a nice day.